Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Spawn bottom left side as the yellow comet Rachel. We got just.llom. Spawn top right side as the blue moon Andy. We got Commander Wolf. You gotta say it with enunciation since it's all capitalized. Either way, this is a fog of war map with triple bases and a airport. Both players do also start out with a city in the corner there of Impotence Corner. No way to capture it. I think it's just there to get a little extra income since labs do not provide any income. This is a lab map. It's just meant 1,000 income to replace the HQ income, or lack thereof HQ. Tank and infantry. Also, Andy's name is very long. They have the same power charge requirements, but it's just off center since Andy's name is just very long. Recon infantry. Another tank. And the tank heading down south. Rachel's tank is over here, so it looks like we'll find each other too soon. Rachel's recon push way forward. Tanks just a little bit short there, effectively act as a road. Probably a good spot for this tank would be this forest. Does. Recon, anti-air, and infantry. Recon heading up north onto the forest. Artillery, tank, infantry. Gets a first strike on this tank there, very nice. It's a pretty big victory for Andy early on. There's no follow-up or retaliation for that tank. Gets a good strike on that infantry unit there and starting to capture some properties, interrupt that capture as well. They both have 15,000 income at the moment, and Rachel's getting her comm tower now. Andy has captured up this harbor there, so does Rachel. Tank, infantry. Good strike there. Does get trapped there a little bit. Gets a good strike in the infantry unit there. And these tanks are doing very good work. Rachel can always pull back a tank onto a city. She does get +1 health or repair rate. She's had to pay for those said repairs, but does repair as a faster rate. Tank does get a strike there. And there as well. Artillery piece does get on top of the forest. Tank, infantry. Lots of properties captured on up. Recon gets good strike there. Good strike onto this tank. Time to fall back up north. Tank, infantry. Picks up that infantry unit there, and we'll get another little pick there. Small picks right now for Rachel, which is going to be very useful. And now Rachel does have these two tanks there, and this 7 health tank will go up to full health next turn. So there's going to be 4 full health tanks here with an artillery piece and a good amount of infantry there. Does spot Rachel's tank there, and will finish it off. And it looks like Andy figure out what an airport is. Goes with battlecopter. Rachel's battlecopter supply on field. She also has a good amount of income stored on up. It's good strikes there. Both players have now their power available. Lucky Lass is incredibly useless. Was it plus 20% luck? Let me look that up. Improves luck damage from 0 to plus 39, so it's plus 30% luck. So effectively on average plus 15% firepower with a plus 10 reacting power and a superpower, which is also compounding, which does multiplicatively apply for luck. So it is actually not bad, along with the comm tower as well. So we'll squeeze out a little bit additional luck damage for one comm tower, and of course plus 10. Battlecopter infantry, tank infantry. Kills that off there, and right now Andy has nothing in this region. Rachel has some units for defense, but she's on get overran. She does have this battlecopter here, so maybe sending the tanks there to take out the anti-air to allow the battlecopter more freedom is a possibility. Andy has a power available, which means he could get a nice little bit of global healing. We may just save it up after Rachel's superpower, because who knows where that'll land. Because Rachel's superpower is fire 3 silos, and let's see, greatest accumulation of foot soldier HP first, unit value second, and then unit HP in third. Battlecopter infantry tank. We may see covering fire this turn. So overall Andy has pulled back, so we probably won't see covering fire. Rachel has 21,000 income at the moment, and Los is trying to flip a lab and a city. Nice little merge there. Medium tank to pull in the field. Recon, anti-air. Both sides not trying to be aggressive. Both sides are wary of their opponent's superpower. Andy's +1 range as well as global healing is very, very nice. What was it? Plus 20%, plus 10% firepower, +1 movement, and +5 health. Rachel has a pretty large ball of units here. Both players have 20,000 income at the moment. As the long game goes on, the longer it'll just be a stalemate. Flips and Properties has a tank support in this region. Recon Infantry could probably stop the capture entirely. Neither side is being aggressive, so I'm just going to fast forward a little bit. Tank and battlecopter there. Stops that capture. Now that tank will basically go down for free to the artillery piece, which may give her enough value for a covering fire. Yeah, getting close to it. I think it has to go completely down in order to get cover firing going. So it may be a good idea just to wound the tank. And there's covering fire available. Looks like Andy's ahead by about a turn when it comes to unit value. Andy goes for a rocket. Here comes covering fire, and I think that's the greatest accumulation of infantry health first. So this is going to be a massive salvo here, probably around here, and then another one probably around here. I guess she's not launching covering fire just yet. I have a feeling that rock is going to get hit by the covering fire. It's for the greatest accumulation of value. Okay, it looks like the infantry missile strike here. And I think a value will strike here, and health could then strike here. Both sides just sort of setting on up. Looks like she's not going to fire covering fire. And he's going to try to claim some properties down here. Is a good idea. We do have this infantry here trying to provoke a conflict. And as well, the covering fire missiles does do friendly fire damage. But likely a covering fire missile will strike right here. Yeah, we'll put that 1 health infantry unit to 1% health. Take out a lot of infantry there. Hyper upgrade soon be available. Will Andy pop hyper upgrade just to get the +1 movement, or will he wait until after covering fire? I mean, this is a pretty big congestion here. Definitely the cover anti-infantry missile strikes right here, but there's a lot of good groups here. I think covering fire should be just popped just to get the damage done. But then again, at this point in time, hyper upgrade will just counter and absorb it all. So at this point in time, she can no longer just pop it and wait it out. He is charging, looks like. Is that full charge? Looks like Andy's going for it. He's going to keep his superpower probably until after the covering fire. Oh, he pops it now. Oh, let's see how this goes. +1 movement. I can understand +1 movement and plus 10% firepower. They also topped off all the units he pushed for. Will he get enough damage done this turn? So we got a medium tank here, which is uncontested, and a neo tank, and good number of battle cops in reserve. I don't think it's going to go great for Andy. Yeah, I think the covering fire is going to destroy him. Let's see. The first one probably strike around here. Could strike here or could strike one here. The only one I don't know where exactly the infantry silo would probably land somewhere healthy with these 4 health infantry units. On that, how deadly is this going to be? Andy had end of turn for 237. Rachel starts for 178. Oh, I see 1 health units. I think it got triple tapped right around here. So if this is only 1 health, this is 4 and this is 7. So 1 definitely landed right here. 1 probably landed right here. And the infantry one probably landed right here. I think they landed right here. Takes that battle copter. Rachel does have a very good number of battle copters on the field. And has a lot of good tanks on the field. This rocket is here, but I think it's down to 1 health potentially. Could be down to just a 4 health. I think this rocket is pretty wounded. Stops, interrupts some captures. Tank, infantry, battlecopter, infantry. Yep, looks like the rocket did get hit by 2 missiles, and all the stuff is at 1 health. Andy now has 123. He lost over 100,000 value the last turn. And he has no way to repair. I think he should have held up with his hyper repair or hyper upgrade. This would at least got everything like plus 5 health what it is right now, making them usable. Another rocket pulled up by Andy. Try and pull back those units. He probably should pop a hyper repair as soon as he can. In here, tank infantry. Battlecopter goes down. Hyper repair now available. Stops those captures there. Takes out that rocket. Takes out the artillery piece. I think Andy's going to be down to 80,000 unit value on the field. He has a full hyper upgrade available. I did not realize that. That would actually be very important. There's a lot of wounded stuff here that could use the extra health, but nothing highly threatening. That's the problem. No tanks. He only has like 1 health tank, 4 health tank. Down to 77. Oof. Pops the hyper upgrade. Gets back to 100,000. He has these amount of indirects to counterattack with, that's for sure. He has nothing to stop the neo tank nor the medium tank. At least reliably. Never, you know, a rocket can always be very useful. The problem is, it's always iffy. And another covering fire is now available. AD's superpowers off rhythms, so he can't repair himself up after the covering fire. And does go ahead and resign there. This is Great saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.